Cheers, Rob, and good afternoon to you. Big afternoon for everyone. Neil Lennon perhaps will have that added weight of expectation. The interim manager wants to become the permanent manager. Today may go a long way to deciding whether that will be the case when the Celtic board sit down once the dust settles after this. It's odds on that we're going to be sitting here in a couple of hours talking about a treble winning Celtic team. The 8-in-a-row champions have been lording it up here at Hampden recently. And they've got no intention whatsoever of letting the maroon half of the nation's capital spoil their seemingly endless party. However, it was odds on we were going to be talking about an invincible Celtic team that had gone 70 matches unbeaten a year and a half ago. It was Heart of Midlothian that derailed that particular juggernaut at 69. You suspect they'll have to hit levels even higher than that if they are to deny this winning machine yet more silver-laden success. It's a pretty grey day on Glasgow's south side, but what a wonderful scene as we see the National Stadium resplendent in green and white to the right and maroon and white to the left. The showpiece final. Let's hope we get the showpiece final Scottish football deserves. The guys were talking about it earlier, 16-year-old Aaron Hickey, what an afternoon it is for him. He becomes the youngest to play in the Scottish Cup final since John Fleck did so for Rangers in 2008. Hume returns to midfield. Ryan Edwards starts for Hearts for just the third time. Stephen McLean starts ahead of Vic Piezu, having scored and won the final with St Johnstone in 2014. Mikey Johnston's two-goal haul and performance last week against Hearts in their final league games helped him to a starting place. Kieran Tierney hasn't made it, so Johnny Hayes deputises. Top scorer Edouard leads the line, with treble player of the year James Forrest looking to continue a magnificent season. Scott Brown aiming to win his 19th Celtic honour. And that is Willie Collum, who's in charge of his third Scottish Cup final. The 40-year-old at the showpiece final in 2013 and 15. How quiet is his afternoon going to be? We're about to find out. Players Player of the Year, Football Writers Player of the Year, the Premiership Sponsors Player of the Year, James Forrest having the season of his dreams. Christophe Berra was on the Hearts bench as an unused sub when they won it in 2006 on penalties against Gretna. Ibrahim Tal and Stephen Presley were the centre-halves of choice in those days. James Forrest not far behind Scott Brown in the Roll of Honour. Brown, as I mentioned, 19 major honours if he wins today. That will draw him level with the Celtic great Jimmy Johnston. And Stephen McLean must have thought he'd be on the bench today. He starts. And won that Scottish Cup final at Celtic Park. Craig Levine's come under increased pressure in recent weeks. Results haven't been good without a win in 5. Coming into this, it's not ideal. Just one loss for Neil Lennon, though it was a biggie at Ibrox since he returned, but he's lifted this trophy many times as manager, as player, as captain. Well, this is it. The Scottish Cup final used to be the curtain closer to the season. Playoffs still to come. Celtic kick off, going right to left, attacking Mount Florida in the green and white hoops in the first half. Hearts in their traditional maroon and white as well. The 134th staging of the Scottish Football Association Challenge Cup final. Celtic looking to win the trophy for a third straight season for the first time in their illustrious history, and to become the first club to do just that since Aberdeen did it in their halcyon 80s period. Hearts aiming to lift it for a 9th time. Not only do they have a winning record in Scottish Cup finals, They have a winning record against Celtic in Scottish Cup finals. Billy Dodds, a tall order for them today though, against this oh-so-hungry Celtic team.
Yeah, it is, but it's a cup final. We know anything can happen, Liam. If Celtic are at their best, of course they have a great chance at creating history and securing that treble. But Hearts are a team that have caused Celtic problems in recent seasons. And if they get a game plan spot on, and it'll have to be, of course, anything can happen in a cup final. So that's exactly the message Craig Levein will be trying to drum into his players before this game.
So many subplots at Powderkeg Hampden. This is one of the most keenly contested fixtures in the Scottish football calendar. Here's an early feel of the ball for Christophe Berra. Playing bumped by Simunovic, though the referee happy with it. So many subplots to this 18-19 season. There's still more dramatic tales to be told in this final act of a campaign. It's been like sliding down a helter-skelter at times. Hearts enjoying some early possession in Celtic territory. Almost broke there. Edwards from McLean.
Yeah, it's a decent start for Hearts. Mulroney out that side, working the ball. Once he gets that sort of freedom, he produces a good cross. McLean attack the front post, and Edwards, who were asking to get support up to McLean, does so on that occasion, but just doesn't see the flight of the ball in time and hits off him, goes for the by kick. Good start from Hearts.
Well up there by Ayer. There's McGregor, that wonderful goal against Motherwell in last season's final. Christophe Berra, 33 years of age these days. Smoke beginning to clear from the pitch. You could barely see anything the opening couple of minutes of the match. Here's Mulroney, the fantastic semi-final against his old team Inverness. Scored against Celtic last week in that league game 6 days ago.
Not much happening there for that from Berra. Using his experience, shall we say.
Celtic don't concede many goals in cup competition domestically these days. Johnny Hayes is one of those who has scored against Celtic in domestic cup competition in this current run of dominance. Scored for Aberdeen. It was the opener a couple of years ago. Here is Jozo Simunovic.
You can see Hearts starting line right away, nice and deep. And there's a trigger point and they're going to put a press on. Celtic go back, suddenly there's three in their faces. Edwards giving away that free kick, but you can see the game plan for Hearts sit nice and deep. Try and get in and nick the ball and go on the counter-attack.
Callum McGregor playing just his 58th game for Celtic of the season. You can throw in the Scotland matches on top of that too. Not much of a break to come either. Here is James Forrest, first real feel of the ball for him. Rogic to Lustig, who is fit again for the final. And here is McGregor. Johnston. No slip by Smith. Good shuffle there by Johnston. It's Hayes across. And that is the first time we've seen Celtic explode into life in this game. 5 minutes in, they have a corner.
It's brilliant positioning from Berra. You'd expect it once Celtic work it by wide with Johnston, releasing Hayes down that left-hand side. See, there's a lovely little turn, leaves Smith for dead. Clearly onside, and just deliver it in that area. He does that. Berra there to deal with the danger.
these are already really important times for Hearts. Mikey Johnston will take the corner. McGregor. Forrest. Not the first touch he wanted.
It all became a bit tight. Scott Brown tried to run in and leave that area free that Forrest got into.
Johnston runs into trouble in the shape of Peter Haring. Ayer pinching it back. Be no surprise if this game now settles into a pattern. This is an extremely regular fixture, obviously, but it's just the 4th time they've met in the final of this competition. Hearts 2-1 up in the head-to-head on that front. First time they've met in the Scottish Cup final since 1956. Collector's item. Scott Bain, we were talking about his clean sheet record earlier on, 22 clean sheets in 30 appearances. People might think, well, yeah, he's playing for Celtic, but he still had saves to make in these games.
And I'm sure he will do today. Liam might not see it for long spells, but when called upon, he'll have to produce a couple, I'm sure.
Lustig looking for Edouard. Finding him too. Forrest. Still challenging by Suter, but it is at the expense of another Celtic corner.
Yeah, he stuck at it because his first match was to go and get Edouard, who just peeled in behind Berra, and then suddenly Celtic make a pass that frees up Forrest, and Suter has to deal with him as well, and he did so really well, but has to give away the corner.
McGregor this time.
We've talked about that area from Berra before. Just stands free, central area, that 6-yard box. It's one you've got to miss. It's got to be front for runners or back area for Celtic, I'm afraid. Brown doing some blocking on him.
Second bite at it for McGregor, away by Berra again. Forrest. So feeling the ball for Zidnek Zlamal, or Bobby Zlamal as he's known by the Hearts fans. Lost his place in the team earlier in the season, Zlamal, when Livingston put 5 past him that infamous Friday night for Craig Levein. Rogic on clear, meantime.
Yeah, just dips his toe in there, Rogic. Usually, sometimes on the receiving end of those type of challenges, but he's a sore one and clear.
Rogic, of course, the man who clinched the invincible treble 2 years ago. Hearts won it back. McLean. Peter Haring dropping back at times as a kind of auxiliary third centre half. Here's Hickey. It's difficult to comprehend how he was feeling when he found out he was in Craig Levein's starting 11 today. 16.
Just a wee tad nervous, I would imagine.
What do they call him? He's letting that one go. Here's Mulroney. Sliding Simunovic. Helped out by McGregor. Jump by Johnny Hayes. Edouard just went a little bit too early. It's Celtic's top scorer, Edouard. He's had a good little run in the team, actually, Johnny Hayes. Under Neil Lennon, who's Brendan Rodgers obviously brought him to Celtic, and Those two were pretty close. That's why he brought them to the club, but wasn't always getting game time, but he's managed to find a way to not just get in, but keep his place as well.
Yeah, he really rates him, doesn't he? He said that publicly as well. He's going to play a big part as long as he's Celtic manager. Just watch Haring, look, he's on the ball again, just dropping into that back four, taking the ball. It's an important position in possession as well. You can see him spraying it about here, but he also can get himself in Rogic defensively.
Smith. Challenged by the aforementioned Hayes. Ryan Edwards, he really did struggle at St Mirren when he was there on loan in the first half of the campaign. This is not how he thought his season was going to pan out. Start in the Scottish Cup final.
Suits the Celtic formation for Hearts, that 4-1-4-1. As I said, with Haring sitting there and just picking up Rogic when Celtic get possession, but also going and taking the ball, as he's doing now, against Celtic's 4-2-3-1.
Lustig, who's been linked with a return back to his homeland, Sweden. So Malmo, the latest to be linked with him this week. The IK, it's his old club, where it as though that they would be the team he would go to if he goes back to Sweden. But if Neil Lennon remains a Celtic manager, he loves him to bits, so you would expect Lustig to hang around. We shall see. Hearts' last three Scottish Cup finals, played 3, won 3. 98, 06, 2012. Haven't lost one since 96. Hammered by a Laudrup and Jury-inspired Rangers. Callum McGregor. It was touch and go as to whether it would be Forrest or McGregor who would get the nod for Player of the Year. McGregor's been fantastic, perhaps hasn't been in quite the goal-scoring form that we've seen from him in the last few years. It's the 6 up to press.
It's an important side, this left-hand side for Celtic, just watching it, getting down it a lot with Hayes and Johnston. And Ryan Edwards, it is playing out in this right, he's the first to Hayes or vice versa. This occasion it's Smith. They're going to have to swap those two, Edwards and Smith. Celtic have good movement. Young Johnson going in apart, triggering Hayes down this left-hand side.
Pressure from June has squeezed it through the Forest. Let's win it back. Nonchalant there from Arno June. Mulroney to Hickey. Stepping away from Brown. Jake Mulroney. Edwards was there, so too was Hayes, though. Rogic brought down by Haring.
Well, it's a third cross that Mulroney's put in. Oh, came from Hickey down that left-hand side, and it's quality as well, and Hayes had to do well at that back area. Hickey getting away from Brown. He's not getting tight enough, Lustig, to stop that cross, and I'll tell you what, Hayes does ever so well for Celtic pick up that free kick.
Celtic haven't lost a domestic cup tie since Tom Rogic skied his penalty in the shootout defeat to Rangers in this competition on the 17th of April 2016. Since that cup defeat, their record is incredible. In domestic competition, played 26, won 26, 4 goals, 81, against just 7. They've only been behind for 47 minutes, 45 of those accountable to St Mirren. Here's Aaron Hickey. Hasn't really tested Scott Bain, but that will do his confidence the world of good.
defensive side of things will help as well. Bain trying to release Forrest quickly after Hickey's shot. Good recovery from Aaron Hickey.
Celtic fans didn't like the challenge by Edwards. Michael Smith. It's not the worst ball either, is it? There's McLean. Well defended by Simunovic.
Just did enough, Liam. I'll tell you, Hearts have put some quality in so far in the match. 3 from the left, 1 from the right, from Smith. All been decent. And he looks as if he's settled as well. Doesn't quite catch one. That one, trying to use the skid on the surface. Bain trying to release it early, but he got back and recovered well. The young lad, he's settled really well into the game.
Had a little spell at Celtic. Aaron Hickey, they actually converted him into a midfield player, and he's, as Craig Levine was saying during the week, he's comfortable just about everywhere. Very two-footed. In his debut on the other side against Aberdeen a couple of weeks ago in the Friday night fixtures 15 days ago, and played against Celtic at Parkhead last week. That again, even just playing that match at Celtic Park would have assisted him in his mindset coming into this. Shoot. Smith's long ball for Sean Clare, who we've barely mentioned in the game so far. Off by Ayer. I mean, the assistant who gave that one. On the near side, Alan Mulvaney.
Did well, Ayer. Used his body well to get away from Clare after spotting the run by the forward into the channel. Just a little bit of contact, gets a free kick. A little pull, tug of the jersey, you can see there. I thought Hearts might have to sit and suffer for long periods of this game. Celtic dominating possession. It's not quite worked out like that so far. Just come up to the 18th minute. Hearts have certainly been picking up a lot of spare ball in midfield, getting into that final third as well, and producing some really good quality to ask questions of that Celtic defence.
Probably seen more of the ball than even the most optimistic of Hearts fan would have been thinking, heading to Mount Florida this afternoon. Hickey. Exchanging passes with Hume. He's just about to apologise for the pass. He worked out very nicely. Oh, there's an offside.
Once a McLean header comes, here's offside coming back the way Mulvaney. Half a yard. Could have maybe just left it.
One, this time Scott Bain. It's little things like that, little moments like that will give Hearts confidence. He's set a bit of doubt in Celtic minds.
I think after Scott Bain losing that goal last week, he's taken no chances. You know, it's not short passes from the back. There's plenty of distance, and they overhit that one to Lustig, so he's not going to lose one cheaply. Scott Bain this week.
Forrest. Lustig.
Good from Hearts again though when they work it to Lustig, because there's early pressure from Mulvaney. He has to rush the pass, and it's not great quality up to Edward. He's a willing runner, making that central to channel run, Edouard, but no joy yet.
Arnaud June. Loose. Callum McGregor, just look at Rogic. Celtic can hurt you, they can wound you in the blink of an eye. Rogic through here for Edouard. Brilliant challenge by Suter.
Well, all the trouble came from June giving it away. McGregor was on it in a shot, and you know he's going to make the right pass. I'm not sure that Rogic did though. It's a good run from Edouard, but Johnson's the one to the left-hand side. It's a good block, isn't it? Once it does go to June from Suter, not June, sorry, Rogic.
Clears the third corner in succession that he has won. We've got used to seeing that down the years.
You would think teams would know. It's got to be front or back, not middle.
Celtic being pushed all the way back into their own half. Edouard waiting for the ball to reach him. Smith takes a bit of the Frenchman and Celtic get a free kick.
I think Smith's entitled to go for it. You're right with saying the word delayed, Liam. It's a slow ball out to him. He's waiting. Edouard trying to delay it. Smith's entitled to go. There's a free kick. It's come through the back, gets it touching the ball, but coming through Edouard. So free kick, no booking. Good refereeing from Willie Collum. Great covering across from Suter once he does chip. He tried to chip it, didn't he? He tried to lift it beyond Lamal. It's an all-important tackle from Suter, said that before.
Plays well today, John Suter, and he may find himself in the starting 11 for Scotland next month. They play Cyprus here, and then go to Brussels to play Belgium. The Euro 2020 qualifiers.
Yeah, he's got to go to ground there, but he's got to make sure he lifts his leg to block that tackle, because you could see what Edouard was doing. He did the right thing, lifted it.
Johnston, he's got it through to Edouard, but there's a flag. And Lamal played to the whistle, as of course he should do, yeah.
I tell you, I think it's tighter than what it seems, because I saw Berra and Haring tried to get back in there once a mistake was made. You can see he's onside. Yeah. Young Hickey's playing him on in that left back here, maybe just a little bit too close to the linesman, but he's got that one wrong, and it's an important one.
Lamal had it covered in any case. We're beyond the quarter mark of the William Hill Scottish Cup final. No goals. And kind of tentative. Certainly from a Celtic point of view, because I'm pretty sure Craig Levein would have expected the usual green and white whirlwind to be all over the maroon shirts. How big's this afternoon for Neil Lennon, do you think?
Defining, I would say.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have with the man that, or the manager that costs Celtic that treble. The pressure was on. He's handled it brilliantly so far, securing the league title after Brendan Rodgers had won the League Cup. So first part of the double done, and then the last part of the treble to go. So there was pressure on him, and it could make the hierarchy at Celtic make their minds up if they lose it or win it.
Maybe more on that in the coming days. His first game back as Celtic manager was against Hearts at Tynecastle. He was very nervous. Celtic won it very late. Edouard's late goal in the capital. On Edouard. Johnston. Smith just standing his ground. That's clever. It's McGregor! Good block. Edouard was hunting in the 6-yard box. is better from Celtic though.
Edwards switches off, Smith tell him to go with the runner. He doesn't, the two of them stay with the man in possession. A little back heel releases, look at Hayes down that left hand side, and he puts in a nice ball. Isn't too far away from Edward. Again, the positioning, better front post. All the damage was done down the left when Edwards didn't go with his runner.
McGregor to Hayes, early ball. Here's Forrest, takes it down. Nice shooter. Forrest likes the flick with the outside of the right now and again.
Two centre-halves of Hearts certainly doing their job when called upon. Celtic are getting real joy down this left-hand side. Maybe the boys should have having a look at that, but Johnson and Hayes certainly getting plenty of space. Mulroney trying to get tight. Little touch of the ball, but again coming through the man. Always going to get a free kick against you. Was it going in? No. But Suter making sure, can't leave it, doesn't know what's behind him.
Celtic are presented a very decent opportunity.
Seven zonal for Hearts along that 18-yard line. We get late runners.
It's Forrest. Shooter's header.
Better certainly having to dig in. And such important clearances so far in the match for Hearts. Those two, the central area of that back four.
Hayes showed way too much of it to Clare. There by Mikael Lustig. Here's James Forrest. It's Arnaud June. Wins it back. Haring. That's players being roared on by their supporters up the other end of Hampden. Jake Mulroney. It's clear. He beats Hayes to it. That was a little awkward there for Christopher Ayer, and then for Hayes.
Yeah, it's come off the thigh. It's a hard one because it's bouncing in front of him again. Mulroney just put it in an area. He does. Whoa, gets that wrong. Hayes does enough against Clare though. Lustig's caught a sore one in the face. It was Jim saw it and unintentional. Just got a shoulder. He was watching the ball. Jim chasing after it. Lustig just ran into him. You can see him. Edwards make the tackle. It breaks for Lustig, but once Lustig makes this pass to McGregor, you can see there, unintentional. Jim only his eyes for the ball. Still so though.
He's always in the wars. Mikael Lustig was at Ibrox recent league game. Made it back for the final. If you're just joining us, we're on the half hour now, 0-0. Celtic players wearing numbers 5 and 9 on their shorts today, paying tribute to two of their greatest who they have lost recently. And Billy McNeil and Stevie Charles will be in the Celtic supporters' thoughts this afternoon, as they have been since they were both taken. In the same 7-day period, it was a hammer blow. See the families here to enjoy the Scottish Cup final. Many, Billy, would have expected Celtic to be in front by now.
Yeah, maybe, or having long periods of domination of possession, as I said, but Hearts at the moment playing back. Craig Levein will be delighted. He's every area of the pitch, especially being a threat on occasion, getting good quality crosses into the box from wide areas. Competitive in that central area of midfield we talked about before the game, so important. We know that the back four are going to be worked, and Berra and Soot in particular have got themselves into good position as well, so certainly playing their part in this cup final. Great start from Hearts.
They haven't won a game since they beat Inverness here in the semis. It's by some way their best performance since then. In fact, they were pretty poor in the first half of that one. This has been a really good, resilient showing so far from the underdogs. Michael Smith has a really good run-up here. He'd like to have that one again. It's Sean Clare's header. It's comfortable for Payne.
Yeah, set him up for the long throw and it slips out his hands, Smith. That was in days like this.
Johnston, but he can't control it. They used to have trouble at the National Stadium, Celtic. Neil Lennon's record here was under scrutiny for a long time. He's 50% winning record as Celtic manager here, including the semi-final win over Aberdeen. Glasgow.
Yeah. Just can't win everything. Simunovic through the back. Will Rainey there. Sometimes you just got to stand your ground. He knew it, no complaints.
It was Hearts who ended the invincible run. Hearts defeating Celtic this season as well. All those games at Tynecastle, not on the yawning Hampden playing surface. But as a club, they know how to beat this Celtic team. Whether it was under Brendan Rodgers or a few months of the Neil Lennon Mark II tenure, Celtic have turned up when it matters.
Looks concerned, doesn't he? It's not been straightforward so far. I'm sure they'll have their moments, whether they can take their opportunities, but it's had a tough day so far as well. Seen him controlling cup finals, semi-finals.
Hasn't been able to dictate, has he? Hasn't been able to. Clare's getting a flea in his ear. Ten to half time.
Some pressure against Clare free kick. Clare just getting a hold of his. But the pressure's applied in the right area. And that's what Hearts have done well in the first 35 minutes.
This whole silver-laden domestic run for Celtic began against Hearts in Edinburgh in the first league game a couple of years ago. This current clean sweep, they've only lost 9 of the subsequent 141 domestic games. Incredible record. Sometimes you see the big clubs across Europe lose the odd cup tie. Juventus in Italy, Real Madrid in Spain. Manchester City didn't this season, but they have done in recent years. This hasn't happened to the Celtic side. Early, perhaps too early.
He's had the better of that duel so far, better. In terms of a couple of clearances, going and attacking that header, Edward catching him late. Can't relax for a moment though, against Odsonne Edward.
Nice little interchange between Clare and McLean.
Yeah, I thought Clare should maybe have given McLean a shout. Could have taken that one, and it was just some units had just dropped off the game.
It's his. Leaving Edwards for dead. Too much on the cross though. Well, Neil Lennon will want to see more, and at least see James Forrest, Callum McGregor, Edouard, Johnston on the ball more often than they have been. And it's to Hearts' credit that those 4 have been fairly subdued in the 39 minutes that they've been played.
Yeah, they're scrapping away, having possession themselves, but any seconds picking them up. I think the best way for Celtic so far in the match, we expected Forrest down the right against Hickey, but it's not quite materialised just yet. But sometimes Edwards for Hearts gets involved in midfield, goes in too narrow, and it allows Hayes and Johnson down this left-hand side. They've not used that enough, Celtic, and sometimes him and Smith don't communicate quickly enough. Hearts' only problem so far.
There's a minute's applause at the moment from the Hearts supporters in memory of a big Hearts fan, Alex Curry, who sadly passed away at the age of just 39, suffered a stroke watching his son's team, I think. Just horrendous, but it's a lovely tribute from the Hearts fans on the 39th minute. It's no age at all. Johnston. Forrest. Bouncing away from Aaron Hickey. Bera again. So he's good at Christophe Bera.
There's that out ball again, out of Hayes. Edwards first there. Clare's got to help him out on occasion.
No joy down either side at the moment for the holders. Celtic have never won 3 successive Scottish Cups. Aberdeen the last to do so. 82, 83, 84 is then Bain, the unforced error.
Certainly last week's mistake looks as if it's playing in his mind a little bit, because he would have just tried to still clip that one maybe to Aya a couple of weeks ago last week, and then on this occasion he goes to try and drop into his full-back, so if he does overhit it to Hayes there's no damage caused, and that's exactly what's in his mind, Scott Bain, so far in the match. One out here to Hayes overhit, one out to Lustig overhit.
Well, the great and the good are here, look. Martin Compston of Line of Duty fame, big Celtic fan. Enjoying his day quite clearly. Wonder when he started.
Yeah, hospitality, a few sherbets.
Why not? Why not, Billy? It's a corner. And the final few minutes of the first half here at Hampden, and Hearts have handled Celtic as well as anyone has here recently.
Yeah, it's what Michael and Stephen were talking about before the game. Set pieces, huge threat. Can they work one?
Michael Smith's corner. Can he find it? Someone in maroon. Could have dropped anywhere. Challenged by McGregor, but it's another corner. This is good pressure.
Yeah, Smith and McGregor, nobody pulling out of that one. Clare was a late runner for that one. They had to readjust Hearts once they couldn't work it. Celtic cut it off at the front area, realised it was what Hearts were trying to do. Four biggies in a group at the edge of the 18. Plenty of space to attack.
Sean clears over this one. Away by Ayer. Unfortunate slip from Berra. And that allows Celtic to clear through Lustig. Just wondered if the Celtic fans are feeling a bit more twitchy than they thought they were going to be feeling at this stage.
I don't think they'll be panicking just yet, but they would like to see their team dominating a little bit more than what they have done in the first 44 minutes. Hearts will be delighted. The one thing you wanted Hearts to do today was obviously try and manage stages of the game, but be a threat and an attack force, and they have been today. Celtic, well, it meant too many chances, only Sutter's block. Flamel hasn't had a save to make either.
So often, Celtic, when you think you're doing well, have the ability to find something just before the half-time interval in game. Berra wins another header there. And that's a Celtic free kick. The studs looked like they were up a bit there from Chris Ayer.
He looked shocked. He clearly won the ball, but rules of the game these days. Studs shown. Will they call him right on the spot?
1 minute added on. And a chess-like first half. Stephen McLean, the man who sealed the deal for St Johnstone 5 years ago at Celtic Park. Scored the second. The top came off. St Johnstone lifted the cup. He had another Scottish Cup medal to his collection. Johnny Hayes, part of the beaten Aberdeen side here a couple of years ago that performed so well against the invincible Celtic side. Came up short. The Hearts fans twirling their scarves. They're more than happy with what they've seen. That man isn't. I wouldn't imagine. It's not been the vibrant, zesty Celtic we have got used to seeing here at the National Stadium. Suter and Berra have stood firm. Scott Baines had a couple of dodgy moments with passes. There's plenty of work for the holders to do, clearly, if they're going to retain the trophy for a third straight year and serve up this treble, the much vaunted treble. The most recent final meeting between these two in 1956 saw Hearts winning 3-1 under Tommy Walker against Jimmy McGrory's Celtic. In the last 31 meetings between the two clubs, Hearts have only managed 3 clean sheets. And Craig Levine's record against Celtic as Hearts boss in his 2 spells as manager is played 25, won 3. This is a biggie. No changes for either team. Neil Lennon resisting the temptation. He has the likes of Scott Sinclair on the bench. We met in 4 semis and finals in recent years, including this season's League Cup semi, which Celtic won 3-0 at Murrayfield. To the debacle as to whether they played 2 games here in the one day. Of course, Hearts beat Celtic in the Scottish Cup semi on their way to winning it in 2012. Craig Beattie's goal and all that. Second half, Hearts shooting right to left in the maroon and white. Towards the west stand, Celtic shooting east in the green and white hoops, and it's Hearts on the offensive. Haven't had extra time in the Scottish Cup final since 2006. Hearts won that against Gretna. Celtic had a rocket from their manager at half-time. We're about to find out. Forrest to McGregor. Here's Hayes. The opening minute of the second half. Suter emerges with it. It's a goal kick, which he'll be absolutely delighted with.
Not half. It's a good move from Celtic. Brown breaking up deep, and they eventually work out to Hayes after 2 or 3 passes. That's a good ball in, and just breaks, and then there's a little panic on there, could have gone anywhere. Luckily for Hearts and John Souttar, it come off of Tom Rogic. Anytime he's got forward, Hayes is putting some good quality crosses. Again, one of the centre halves in the right position and getting a little bit of luck.
It's 1,134 days since Celtic last lost a domestic cup tie. 3 years, 1 month and 9 days. Blazed a trail since that penalty shootout defeat to Rangers.
Again, Souttar involved, getting the body in the way. Just a little touch, and then again, not too much contact to put him down. Gets a free kick anyway.
Bottle his way through. Hayes mixing away from Clare, whose eyes must have lit up there in a split second.
Did well initially, Johnny Hayes, but his touch took it towards Clare on the right. Had to react quickly. We saw a few moments ago John Souttar clearing the ball off Rogic, and Johnny Hayes could easily have hit that off John Clare.
To Mulroney. Got this out well. 3 in maroon in the middle. It's not the worst ball in either, is it?
2 brilliant headers in the match from Johnny Hayes. I mean, had to get in the right position there and got it away.
There's Celtic up the other end with Hayes. He's got 4 annoyed teammates around him now. They might let him off after his header just a moment ago up the other end.
He's covered the full length of the pitch. I think the most important thing was the header. Hearts and Mulroney Jim, a little give and go. When you see 2 in there, 3 headers arriving around the back. And what a position that is. Very similar to his first half header. Very similar position. Good defending. We talked about Berra and Souttar in the right position. That's a couple of times from Johnny Hayes.
Played the vast majority of his Aberdeen and Catley Thistle clear on the left-hand side of the wing. And he was known to do the odd shift at left back now and again. Slide against Mulroney.
Colourful.
Yeah, but it's odd boots. What's he doing?
I think that's the style nowadays. I think they can do different colours, same boot. Doesn't suit Scott Brown though. That hard man image right out the window.
There must be method to his madness somewhere. Stephen McLean asking why that wasn't a free kick. Here's Callum McGregor. Oh boy. Hayes. Here's Johnston. Wasn't it the impact he had against the same opponents? Final league game last Sunday. Well defended by Smith. This resolute Hearts performance has come from nowhere. Started the season off in a blistering fashion. Really after the defeat at Murrayfield to Celtic in the League Cup semi that things began to nosedive for them. They ended up finishing 6th. I mean, 5 points clear at the top of the Premiership at one point. Been without Stephen Naismith for large swathes of the season. He's watching this frustrated onlooker. Piezu, Berra, Souttar, all important players to Hearts, all with injuries in about that time. Here's Simunovic. Gregory comes deep. Hayes. Johnston got himself into a good little bit of space ahead of him. Instead, Hearts are in possession. Haring to Smith.
Hearts fans wanted Hearts right hand side there to go and attack, and pulled out Harry and just kept possession all the way back to goalkeeper. I know they were a bit frustrated, but so were Celtic.
It's a great ball by Hickey. Mulroney. It's terrific defending by Simunovic. Josef Simunovic had a nightmare in the game against Hearts at Tynecastle when the invincible run came to an abrupt end. That's Stephen Naismith right there. And Savali Lee, Ryan Hughes, Jamie Brandon unavailable.
Missed him a lot this season, but not missed him today so far.
He's only played half the campaign, he's their top scorer. Resume. This could be a big moment. It could be a very, very big moment. Ryan Edwards with a magical moment for Heart of Midlothian. A script rewriting goal. And that stuns the treble chasers and sends the maroon half of Hampden Park wild.
Well, we weren't even sure if he was going to be playing today. Aaron Hickey starts against a lovely ball. Turn for you from Zoom. Once he pops it through, he needs a back heel. He just gets the slightest, he skips and he's always helping. We talked about getting support to the front players today. That little back heel, Edwards through the goalkeeper's legs. It is a massive goal for Hearts, really is. All starting from Aaron Hickey on the left-hand side. Not meant to be in the team. And certainly Ryan Edwards not meant to be in the team today. Fairy tales do come true.
That is exactly what it is. Deemed surplus to requirement at St Mirren. Just a few months ago, Craig Levine's team lead the Scottish Cup final. Are Celtic heading for a domestic cup defeat? Is the trophy count stopping at 8? Well. You had Ryan Edwards down as the first goal scorer in this cup final for Hearts.
Of course, a long way to go, Liam, and things can change, but we said at the start, Celtic probably have to be off it a little bit. Hearts have to get their game plan spot on, and so far in the match, 54 minutes ago they've done that, and it all started for the youngster in the team, Hickey. Lovely pick-outs, great skill from June, not the best of shots, but just needed that skiff there. Yeah. And Edwards and Celtic throwing bodies in the way, but can't do anything about it.
If you're going to score your first goal for your club, you may as well make it the Scottish Cup final.
Having a word there with McLean. Brown has been showing his experience as well today, Willie Collum. A good game so far. Not too many big calls to make.
There's much to ponder for Neil Lennon now, though, isn't there? There really is. 10 minutes into the second half. And only once since 2004 has the team that scored the first goal in the Scottish Cup final gone on to lose it.
Yeah, they are frustrated. Johnston and Forrest having a little switch now, see if can mix things up.
You could be doing those two, couldn't they?
Said it would be too big a blow, but certainly so far it's turning out to be that. They're happy though.
And this is why there's so much angst about the Celtic supporters and players and management. Ryan Edwards. It's the stuff that dreams are made of for the Aussie. And Bud said in the build-up to this, the woman that matters at Heart of Midlothian, that she hadn't seen her team lose a Scottish Cup final when she's been at it. They've won their last 3, and they're going to win 4 on the trot. Time and time and time again, this Celtic team has come up with answers. Left, right and centre. They somehow get jobs done. They know how to get the job done. What have they got in the tank?
And they can change it in an instant, there's no doubt, with the players they have out there. But they're going to have to, because they haven't been at it. It's been like that for a number of weeks. They're going to have to pull out something special now, though.
It's just not happening for them in the final third. Brown, that's brilliant. It's really, really brilliant from Brown. Could have shot himself there. Open right up for him. Instead he was looking for Edouard, but that might just light the fire for the holders.
It's the first time he's been a driving force in the game. Better for dead, good ball in as well. Again, Suter in the position with that little bit of luck coming off Rogic. Could have gone anywhere but straight into Zlamau. Palms.
Mentioned first goal scorers in Scottish Cup finals. It was Celtic who managed to lift the trophy despite going behind to Aberdeen 2 years ago. Last twice it's happened, it's been Celtic who came back against Dunfermline and Henrik Larsson's last game for the club. Here's Forrest. Here's Johnston. Beginning to come to life, they have to.
Well, I think it was Hickey bailing Haring out. Haring gave the ball away and I thought, oh, they're in. But they get back quickly. He'll be relieved. Celtic starting to realise, turn the screw a little bit. Eventually Haring gets desperate. Gives Forrest a free kick. It's the one where he lost it. Forrest playing in. Mikey Johnson tries to pick out. I think he's trying to find Rogic.
Hearts are defending well at 0-0. There's something to hold on to now. Alan McGregor will have to wait some more. There's too much on it.
It's got to be a bit less pace. They had Lustig as a late runner. See Lustig round the back. Pace is too much. Even for Edouard, he was standing in an offside position.
Heading towards the final third of the final. Nice header by Edouard. Here's Rogic. So often has that bit of magic about him. Suter does just enough. And away by Hickey. Ball by Mulroney. Some really glum faces there. Little wonder.
Might be required soon, though. Those glum faces.
A couple of them there, Scott Sinclair, you would think. Here comes Edouard. Oh, now, big decision, penalty! And Celtic have a chance to draw level!
Can't believe what Berra and Zlamal are thinking about. When it's helped, he comes so far, then stops, and then Edouard just takes that touch, leaves the legs. There's not too much in it, but enough to give a penalty. Zlamal not happy, but he came, he stopped, and you see the right leg out there. It takes Odsonne Edouard. It's a penalty. He's trying to claim he didn't touch him, but there was slight contact, and it's a mistake that could let Celtic right back in it when they were under pressure.
This is Celtic's 13th penalty of the season. They've missed 4 times. Odsonne Edouard. First yellow of the game goes to Bobby Zlamal. Just beyond the hour mark. And it is on the hour. that Celtic have the chance to draw level. Just a few minutes after going behind. All eyes are on Odsonne Edouard, the club's record signing. Scores! Just! But that's why they're the holders! That's why they're the 8-0 champions and treble hunters! It's 1-0!
Well, the pressure he was under and the situation Celtic were in, you need a composed head, and boy, did he keep it, because Zlamal goes all the way. Maybe should have done better, but the pace beats Zlamal in goals. He's got to target, the head's down, the pace is here. Can the goalkeeper do better? He knows it, you can see the facial expression. But anyway, it doesn't matter a jot to Celtic fans. They are right back in it.
The Paris Saint-Germain trainee who signed for the club for £9 million almost a year ago scores a treble resurrecting penalty. And Hearts can only hold on for just under 9 minutes. They always find a way, albeit that was gifted to them by Zlamal and Vera's misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's the first thing Hearts have not got spot on today. Just a hesitation from Vera and Zlamal. He comes and decides to hang out that right boot when Edouard takes a touch round him and was contact. Every right to go down, and Celtic right back in it.
Edwards did well, and it's broken for McGregor. He's going to give the free kick to Ryan Edwards, much to the chagrin of the Celtic supporters.
I think Rogic knew it. You could see it was a free kick. We were right in line, he just tugged him back. He was trying to hook it clear Edwards. Rogic is not the one that's complaining, it's the Celtic fans. I think he wants a foul there though, Rogic, that's the thing. But then when Edwards comes in and the ball finally breaks, he hooks it clear and you can see him. He's tugging the jersey. Could have been a foul to Celtic. Probably should have been, but it goes Hearts' way.
Penalty conversion might wake Celtic from their slumber. You can sense it's important times for Craig Levine's men now. Hayes has been caught. Arnaud Djoum picks up his customary yellow card. He was one of the most boom players in the Premiership this season. He shared that top spot with Lewis Ferguson of Aberdeen and Darian McKinnon of Hamilton. There's another one for his collection.
There's no doubt it is. He's not complaining either. Don't think there's any moaning from Djoum. Realised late, and it's a yellow. It's an important spell for Hearts. Just get back to the things they were doing.
Could easily get deflated though, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could, but and Celtic have certainly got the tails up.
Swagger appears to be back. It's Forrest. Loves a goal at Hampden. Interesting to see where that was going, but for the block by Suter. There's Mikey Johnston. Djoum getting it clear after better work by Berra. Mickey wins the free kick.
Berra does well again, doesn't he? He must have been a frightening prospect. Kenny out of position, edge of the box against Mikey Johnson. The pace to burn, and he stands up well. He's feeling it. And Ricky, adrenaline nerves, being caught. More a bit of cramp than anything. Appealing to the legs.
Yeah, he struggled with cramp last week. I think was it an hour he lasted. And it's only 16. He's playing on that huge Hampden playing surface. For the most part, he's been up against James Forrest, Player of the Year 3 times over. Hayes beats Sean Clear to that. entrance.
Might be wrong, but you would think it would be maybe Rogic. He's been quiet, not dominating in there either. It pays out. We said he might get half an hour. He's not going to get that, but
They might
still play an important part. Yeah, with extra time, might get more than half an hour. Well pointed out, Liam.
His selection might have raised a few eyebrows, but Ryan Edwards is paying it back in kind. His goal and his work rate have been terrific today. Keen to make an impression. What a turnaround. If he goes on to lift the Scottish Cup, he was relegated with Partick Thistle via the playoffs last year. I was seeing it St Mirren in the first half of this season, didn't work out. And towards the final quarter. Hearts 1, Celtic 1. Smith. Oh, well. Vera heads over, or Haring rather, and it was Christopher Ayer who seemed to slip there just at the last moment.
Couldn't handle him. I think Haring was just strong, too strong for him, maybe a little slip as well, but certainly there was contact. Get off, mate, get the header, but I think they should have scored, they should have done better. Anything into the ground, skip off this surface is a better chance, but to miss the target was disappointing for Haring.
A right good signing. It's a poor ball. Edouard. Boris would have liked that on his other side. Seems like it's Tom Rogic who's going to be withdrawn by Neil Lennon. You know, Hampden heroics from the Celtic Curial Australian.
I just think they're not winning enough of the ball in there, and Rogic has been quiet, so he's not affecting it going forward. So it's make sure they dominate possession, let your wide players do the business. If they can get a grip of it in that central area. We said it was an important part of the Celtic team at the start of the game, and they've not been at it today, so let's make sure in Charm we can get forward and make sure he defends.
June. It's Michael Smith. Time today. Struggled to get back to his best since the Asian Cup. He was playing for Australia back in the winter time. Such an important, integral figure for Celtic in these last almost three years.
He's been good though. We talked about him scrapping in there, getting possession, starting the moves for Hearts, but also slipping into that back four on occasion, matching runners, did so again there. That's why this man's coming on. Hearts have dominated the central midfield area.
Olivier Cham, who arrived from Manchester City for 4.5 million a couple of years ago. And off will come Rogic. Neil Lennon who brought Tom Rogic to the club. Feels like ages ago it was. Easy to forget Tom Rogic went almost, I think it was 2 years between Celtic appearances when he was loaned back to his homeland. Eventually becoming a star man for Brendan Rodgers in particular. Less than 20 left of the 90. Darren Hickey, who, not to make you feel old, was born in 2002.
Well, it does make me feel old.
I can't get your head around that.
You can't imagine how I feel.
Good point. Scott Simpler's coming on as well. A quick fire change for Celtic. He'll come on for Mikey Johnston. Neil Lennon shaking things up. Scott Sinclair, who will be hanging around for next season, signed that one-year extension. At least the one-year extension was triggered by the club. It's been difficult for him to replicate what he did in his first season. He was magnificent in his first season, so it's always difficult when you raise the bar that high.
Yeah, he has shown flashes this season, and against Hearts as well, so certainly a vital player. And Celtic need it right now, with his pace. They found it hard to get their forward players in the game. It was one switch off that allowed Edouard to get that penalty.
Could go all the way to penalties today, of course. And only twice has the Scottish Cup final been settled by a shootout. These teams were involved on both occasions, with Celtic in 1990 losing to Aberdeen and Hearts beating Gretna in 06. That's for a bit later. Did not happen. Still 18 minutes to play of the regulation time. Drama in the Scottish Cup final in recent years, 3 of the last 4 in fact. James Vincent winning it for Cali Thistle, late on against Falkirk, Rogic against Aberdeen. Of course, Hibs fans will never forget the moment David Gray bulleted the ball past Rangers in the last few minutes. That was the last time a team out with Celtic won a domestic trophy, one of the major ones in Scottish football. Whiten's coming on for Hearts. They'll be there first. Look at the bench. Here's Hayes. It's a great ball in. And look who's there again. Hearts skipper.
Those two have been brilliant. Hearts defence, hard to fun, but I mean, you couldn't say which one was better than the other, because taking up some position with such important clearances and headers.
Having read that well. And he bags the free kick too. Here is the change for Hearts. Sean Clare's numbers up. Hearts' top scorer in the tournament this year, 3. Tall order for Hearts coming into this cup final, when you consider Celtic have scored more goals, I think, in the last 3 years of cup competition, and Hearts have managed in their last 2 league seasons.
He's worked hard though. Sorry, Liam. He's worked hard though. Sean Clare had a lot of joy in front of goal, but he had an important back flick for the Hearts opener, and he's worked hard as well off the ball. Similar type player, speed to burn. Work hard, make sure you don't switch off. Your team has every chance of going on to lift this trophy.
Craig White left Dundee. Some as a Dundee fan won't be impressed with what he's seen there this season. I'm glad he left when he did. I think we might get Uche Ikpeazu coming onto the park for this cup final shortly. Austin McPhee has just summoned a big Heart striker, and he is. Great interview with him on the preview programme we did last night on the BBC Scotland channel. Claims he doesn't do much work in the gym. Ikpeazu.
That bulk is natural, is it?
That's what he says. So he says.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Sinclair, who has a magnificent record against Hearts. Winning a hat-trick, the day Celtic won the first of their current run of leagues, the 3 that Brendan Rodgers was at the helm of for the most part. There's the 6th in a row. There's Lustig. Seater, his eyes on that one. He got his head on it. Edouard was lurking behind him.
That's why it was another good decision. Seen in his early days, John Sutton maybe tried to knock that one back to his goalkeeper. Not on that occasion. Height and distance.
It's going to be a like-for-like change. Piezu's coming on for McLean. Extra time, there's not been too much in the way of saves for the goalkeepers to make. McGregor swings that one in.
Some area hits maybe just a bit too much pace on it from McGregor to allow Forrest and Edouard to get in. You can see Forrest in and around Hickey. Edouard can't get there. A fine ball, still a little bit too much on it.
To be no repeat of Stephen McLean's Scottish Cup final heroics when he was at St Johnstone. We'll hope though he will have celebrations to get involved in later. On comes Piezu. Clearly not fit enough to start the game. I'll get 12 minutes, possibly another 30. Take a penalty as well. You start thinking about that at this time though. Certainly we do. Players might as well, but one of these teams scores now, they'll dream of lifting the cup. Mulroney
just had to get a head up earlier. Maybe I've spotted Edwards on that right hand side. That energy again to get in far side of the box. Ryan Edwards on Mulroney's right foot though, just couldn't lift it.
This is not the Hearts team we've seen the second half of this season. It's simply not. This is the Hearts team we saw in the first half of the season.
He didn't really want it, Hickey. He had to get played to him, and he tried to control it with his chest, but hit his throat. You see on the way back, you could see him breathing. Now that's his head onto his hand. That's why the Celtic wanted the free kick, but he did ever so well after that. Forrest matching him back, Celtic wanted the throw and didn't get that either.
Coming up. Free kick here to Hearts. Celtic have conceded 7 domestic goals in 2019. Ollie Bozanic there scored one of them. Penalty in the defeat against Celtic at Tynecastle a couple of months back. He's going to replace Haring.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He has been excellent. I don't know whether it's just injury problems and fatigue. Just allowing Bozanic to come on, just doing that sitting midfield role, perhaps.
Looking at his reaction, I'm not sure he wanted to come off. Bozanic immediately involved here. An Australian on the pitch. Smile from John Souther. He's put in a very assured performance today.
He had a couple of little nibbles, one before this, in the arms round. I am not happy, quite rightly so. It's all about strength.
Yeah, two of the best centre-halves in Scottish football. Those two, Shooter and Ayer, about the same age. Oh, that's broken through for Edouard! Celtic do it again! They just keep on doing it! And Odsonne Edouard might be the man who seals the treble with just 8 to play.
Two mistakes have simply just cost Hearts so dearly. And Berra, as much as been good, just has a nightmare here as well. And it allows Edouard through. He just can't, he looks tired, but this man, when he gets there, we said he was a big game player, Matty Ward, he punishes Hearts. Berra can't get there, out of position, what a finish that is. Just reverse it, give Flamal the eyes, doesn't even look at the goal. But that finish could complete a treble.
That goal, to go alongside his penalty, justifies the £9 million Celtic Football Club lashed out on the Frenchman last summer after his initial loan. This has been a really difficult assignment for Celtic. They have found the wherewithal, as they normally do, to hit the front. That's why they're serial winners. What have Hearts got left? They've scored a lot of late goals since Neil Lennon arrived back at the club. It's Bozanic with the throw. Suter encouraged everyone to leave it. He's done well to work the space. Couldn't quite find Arnaud Djoum. That'll be a free kick.
They're not done yet, are they? Although Berra looked tired when he tried to clear the Edouard goal. He's still trying to get him going. Djoum does well. Getting bumped by Sinclair, he had a little turn before that. Gives him an excellent chance to reply.
That will hit Hearts hard. They're looking for a quick-fire reaction here. The clock suddenly is on 84 minutes. Ollie Bozanic over this free kick. It's a good one! Headed up and into the air by Berra, and Bain takes no chances.
Just couldn't get the right contact. What a ball in. Bozanic. Berra there. Ayer does well on him though. When they get the corner, Bain has to make sure.
Bozanic over the corner this time. There goes Edouard. Pushed by Hayes and Mulroney. The two Irishmen. He's been put through the ringer today, Neil Lennon. Suter. To Bozanic. Here's Jake Mulroney. He's hung that up so well. Celtic kicking and slashing and getting it away. The pressure remains on the holders.
And they've responded well. The shock of going 2-1 behind when they've done so much well today, Hearts, but Mulroney left Lustig for dead, and it was a brilliant cross, and Ayer did ever so well. I think with Piezo hanging about.
Berra. Intelligent to Mulroney. Oh, it's almost onto the head of Piezo. Neil Lennon's remonstrating down below as Craig Levein had his head in his hands.
Yeah, Mulroney's been excellent. Certainly put in some wonderful crosses. This one not with his favoured foot. Look at the bend on that and the pace just beyond it. Piezo.
stressful afternoon, perhaps more stressful than they thought it was going to be. Hearts don't just want to finish this with simply plaudits. Another free kick.
Hayes is starting to cause problems. Just ushered some units out the way, and then Brown had to react, get back, left his leg into Brown as well. Brown didn't too much, but you know, he comes on, he rumbles you about, gets free kicks, and it's exactly what he's done for Hearts in the last 5 minutes.
Well, you have to commit. Want to try and force extra time, Hearts. Zanuck with the delivery again. It's one by Piesu, it's away by Edouard. Brilliantly done by Olivier Cham, and look at Scott Sinclair away on the left. Edouard, Forrest to the right now. Edouard finds Scott Sinclair. Celtic looking to seal the deal here. It is Sinclair. It's a corner.
It's so swift in the break, especially Hearts now trying to get back out, leaving space. And Cham won it and then fed it to Edouard, who fed it Sinclair. Within seconds it was a shot off, which Smith did well to block.
Celtic change near Beaton's going to come on for Hayes. There's really 2 minutes plus injury time left. Celtic have Hearts where they want them. Celtic have the ball where they want it.
Not too many in the box for Celtic. Cham, edge, Edouard just beyond the penalty spot. I think this one's coming in.
Heading towards minute 90. Ball. There hasn't been too much for either goalkeeper to do in this final, in truth. Celtic looking to win this old trophy, this famous old trophy, for a third straight year, for the first time in their history. Which, given the fact they've won it more than anyone else, is pretty unbelievable in itself. Cham. It's a great challenge by Edwards. 5 minutes of injury time. They've been up to help the strikers now. Hearts extra time. Yellow card, Scott B. It's just the goalkeepers that have been booked today. Mal got one earlier. There's Mulroney. Piesu. Shooter to Smith. It's for Berra, who wins it. Oh, it's taken away from Mulroney by Ayer. Smith. Bain holds on to the delight of half of Hampden. He's taken a dunk by the looks of things, Scott Bain. And Berra.
Yeah, Berra got the right arm on him. Bain caught it anyway.
And this looks to be yet another moment of history for the Celtic side.
Yeah, Berra out of position and looked tired with the trying to get to it, but you can take nothing away from this man. I mean, Hearts have been so many players who were outstanding, worthy man of the matches, but I just think in the situation and the pressurised environment where Celtic were, could have lost the treble for this man to step up, win the penalty, step up, take it, and then finish emphatic like that. He is my William Hill Scottish Cup man of the match, Hudson Edward.
That's why they signed him, for big moments like that. They don't get much bigger than the one he provided most recently. 22 goals for the season, a double today. Hearts will look to the penalty. Behrens Lamal gifted to Edouard. Like Hearts are going to be on the receiving end, the latest to be on the receiving end of the Celtic team. They've been made to work for this one. But yet and again, an opponent has come up short unless something happens in the next 90 seconds. Callum McGregor. Singler's been ransacked by Arnajoum. And this is Uchik Biezu. They work it away. 3-on-3 here. Cham sold Edouard, and now it's Smith. Smith's early ball. Berra.
Lustig did enough just to put him off, but that was maybe the moment for him to redeem himself. Michael Smith and Cham giving the ball away, and that's a great cross. It's got a lot to do from there under pressure from Lustig. He feels it cramp, but gets a clean header. Bain watching it, drift wide of that left-hand post.
Celtic are so close now to yet more history. Seconds away from yet more silver in this golden era. Hearts have 10 seconds to save it. The seconds tick away, the sands of time slip away from Heart of Midlothian. Time and added time now. Long from Suter. It's now or never for Hearts. Hickey, away by Brown.
Oh, touch let him down. He takes a pure run, he hits it.
From the improbable to the almost impossible to the implausible. 9 straight trophies for a Celtic team that continues to rip up all conceivable footballing outcomes. They just cannot and will not be stopped. Celtic are treble winners. A phrase so fanciful up until the last season or two that he would have been derided for even the merest suggestion that anyone anywhere could win 9 trophies on the bounce. It spills out afterwards. Hearts have put so much into this final, but yet again Celtic have just had that little bit more. May the 25th, 2019 can now be added to the dates of Celtic's long and successful history. It can be etched into Celtic hearts. Hearts were beaten. Celtic's hearts have seldom beaten stronger than now. It is, put simply, a winning machine that cannot be turned off. To quote Billy McNeill, who Celtic lost a month ago, as well as Stevie Chalmers, the man who lifted the trophy, the man who scored the goal that led to the legendary Celtic captain Billy McNeill lifting the trophy. Since their passing last month, Billy McNeill's statement, "We demand extraordinary standards," clearly ring true today. It finishes here at the National Stadium with yet more unbridled success for Celtic. Heart of Midlothian 1, Celtic 2. Dermot Desmond, Peter Lawwell, they've got some big decisions to make in the next few days, have they not? Neil Lennon certainly given them a lot of food for thought. It could so easily have gone the other way, but would it be difficult to begrudge him the job now, given he's got them over the line?
Yeah, they're used to success, the Celtic board, but you're right to ask the question. I think he should get it. I'm not sure if he will still, just for the time they've taken.
9 successive trophies, 3 Scottish Cups on the bounce for the first time in their history. It is a treble for Celtic Football Club. And you just wonder if a certain Brendan Rodgers is sitting in Leicester with a smile on his face. The man who started it all, the man who ends it's Neil Lennon. Celtic Scottish Cup winners 2019.